Welcome to India Today SoSouth. You are joining us for the 5th edition of Cracks in the Dravidian Wall with our expert TR Jawahar, who is the group editor of News Today based in Chennai. First, housekeeping information. We spoke about this entire series started because of this book that Jawahar wrote in 2019. It's called Why TN is Forbidden Land. This book is now available on Kindle, right, Jawahar?
Yeah.
And we will give you the link and other details in the description in this video once the video is on air, right? So that done, Jawahar, yesterday we promised that we will take our viewers to the most exciting part of our the series, which would be discussing Annamalai, right? So Annamalai came to the scene 2 years after you wrote this book. So he's not in your book. So today I cannot quote you on Annamalai, like I've been quoting you on almost everything Dravidian and Tamil politics. I cannot quote you on Annamalai, right? So I will start by asking you, give us your first impression of Annamalai, because you have this whole context of the BJP, what it has done, what it has not done, and the entire history of Tamil politics. So the first impressions on Annamalai.
Yeah, I'll just take a few minutes.
Yeah.
My mental hard disk is wired to chronology and dates.
Yeah.
And I can't help wondering at the significance of June 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, June 4 is the date on which the poll results are to be announced. And June 4 happens to be Annamalai's birthday. You understand? Annamalai has staked his entire political career and life itself on this election. And it's a big coincidence that these two dates are now coming together. So I think he will be crossing 40, which is a major milestone in an individual's life. So this is
Right.
my first thing. Before I come to the impressions, I'll just give a small, quick. Annamalai is, as you rightly put it, is a recent history. The new leader on the political bloc, Tamil Nadu political bloc, as such. He did his mechanical engineering and PhD Tech, Coimbatore, and then IIM Lucknow. That's quite well known. And he did one more management degree, and then he wrote IPS and became a police officer. All his political police service is in Karnataka. He was very famous in Karnataka for strict and straightforward way of dealing with things, all kind of things. So he was very good. He earned a very good name. He was called the Singham of Udupi. That is the kind of Singham Anna of Udupi, because in Karnataka Anna is a very reverential way in which people talk about somebody. But then somewhere he even did his apprenticeship under the super cop of Indian filmdom, Vijaykanth. Very few people know about that. He did a couple of years of political internship under Vijaykanth also.
Correct.
Then probably his mind, he was not very, after 9 or 10 years of police, being in the police force, he was kind of sort of, thinking about his future. And he himself is quoted as saying that, he went to Kailash Manasarovar and he had his a moment of epiphany, or what you call enlightenment at that time. And he thought he must get into public service and public life. And even then, he did not get into the BJP immediately. He was more keen on concentrating on youngsters, children, and making them, better citizens of the country. His views were always very honorable, and he wanted to be a guidepost for the youth, and tell them and give them directions and guidance. And he is doing it even today. He attends a lot of school events, college events, and he is very famous and very popular amidst the student community, which usually, worships film stars. That's a big change that he has done. That's one of the first impressions that I can give you. You know very well that I have always yearned or have a longing for a change for the Dravidian politics of Tamil Nadu. Not that the BJP, but even the many other leaders who have tried for a change here. I used to tell them that. I used to tell them a recipe for who should be the ideal leader for Tamil Nadu to take on the Dravidian parties.
Okay.
One of the first things I used to tell them is that they should be young and well educated and ideally multilingual. Annamalai is all that. Second is that in TN's political, we have been discussing in the context of Periyar and social milieu. Ideally, the BJP leader or any party leader should be a non-Brahmin. Because BJP has had this tag of a upper caste, a Brahminical party, because of presence of many leaders like Vajpayee, Advani, and here, so many other leaders. So that it was thought of as a Brahminical party. And the person has to be very articulate. And he must have the Dravidian looks. I'm not being racist here. Tamilian Dravidian looks in terms of, I'm not trying to be racist, but this is, this will immediately strike a rapport with the visual rapport with the people. These things I have been saying and projecting in all the meetings that I used to attend with the BJP, even other parties. Now, for me, Annamalai checks all these boxes. So I'm happy that such a person has come into Tamil Nadu and to challenge the stranglehold of both the DMK and the ADMK.
Right.
So this is my first impression on Annamalai. So I definitely welcome him wholeheartedly.
Right. Great. So now, now that that is done, what we will do is that the best way to talk about Annamalai is to let him do the talking mostly, right?
And he does a lot of that.
Yes. The structure I've chosen today is different from the last few days that we've been following. What I'll do is I'll play a clip of Annamalai, and then I will invite your comments on what he's trying to say, what is he implying, right? And what is the historical context and what is the political context to what he's saying, right? Either immediate or historical, right? So the first one goes up. So I've organized this as three basic parts. One is his recent comments on DMK as a party, his comments on Stalin as a chief minister, as an individual, and comments on media, right? So these are the three that I'll play today. So I'm beginning with this.
வீட்ல டாய்லெட் பேப்பர் இல்லை என்றால் திமுகவுடைய தேர்தல் அறிக்கையை பயன்படுத்துங்க. பொட்டணம் கட்டுறதுக்கு வீட்ல நம்முடைய சகோதரிகள் சாமான வாங்குறீங்கன்னா திமுக தேர்தல் அறிக்கையை கிழிச்சு பொட்டணம் கட்டுங்க. 2024 தேர்தல் அறிக்கை வந்த பிறகு மக்களுக்கு தெரியும் 5 ஆண்டுகள்ல முழுமையாக 2024 தேர்தல் அறிக்கையும் நிறைவேற்றுவோம்னு தெரியும். இது ஏதோ இந்த காகிதம் இந்த போண்டா சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு பஜ்ஜி சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு திமுகவுடைய தேர்தல் அறிக்கையை பயன்படுத்தும்.
Yes. Over to you, Jawahar.
Fine, I'm used to this kind of talk usually from the Dravidian parties, and Annamalai is now paying them back in the same coin. Yeah. It's not a question of me liking it or not liking it, but these are things going very viral, and he has to pay them back in the same coin, and that is exactly he understands the psychology of. So he is hitting them where it hurts most. So calling DMK manifesto a toilet paper is, it depends on how you look at it, but then that's what he has said, and it's I would say that I won't say it's a bold statement, but it definitely matches what the Dravidians parties speeches do.
Yeah.
So they're even. He has come even. He has made a good beginning on that count. If you want to talk to
him. So is he throwing their own idioms and phrases at them?
Exactly. He has been doing that. He has been, turning throwing their own book at them, doing a lot of things. He has quoted Periyar to what Periyar said. We have been discussing that, what Periyar said about the DMK. Annamalai has been consistently, saying that Periyar himself has talked so much about you. So who am I to say that? You have your own man saying things about DMK. So he's now throwing the book back at the DMK. Yeah. And that is going well with the audience. This hypocrisy is being exposed.
It is. Yeah.
Throwing the book. Because the earlier Dravidian parties, DMK and particularly the anti-DMK party like ADMK, cannot say this. Because they are also claim to be Periyar's lineage.
Exactly.
So as I said, in practice they were not. But they cannot give up Periyar. But Annamalai can boldly, use Periyar to hit at DMK. He found the gap and he is using it. That's a very clever strategy.
So the next clip.
இன்னைக்கு நான் சொல்றேன், எல்லா அமைச்சர்களும் இங்க இருப்பாங்க, பணத்தை கொண்டு வருவாங்க, நூற்றுக்கணக்கான கோடி ரூபாயை கோயம்புத்தூர்ல செலவு பண்ணுவாங்க. ஆனா அண்ணாமலை இன்னைக்கு சொல்றேன், ஓட்டுக்கு ₹1 அண்ணாமலை கொடுக்க மாட்டேன். நீங்க பாருங்க, அடுத்த 40 நாள் பாருங்க, ஓட்டுக்கு ₹1 கிடையாது, நத்திங். மக்களை நம்பி கோயம்புத்தூர்ல இருந்து மாற்றம் ஆரம்ப நம்பி பத்திரிகை நண்பர்கள் பூத கண்ணாடி போட்டு பாருங்க. பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி இந்த முறை எதுவும் செலவு பண்ண போறது. தமிழக வரலாற்றிலே செலவு குறைந்த தேர்தலாக கோயம்புத்தூர் பாராளுமன்ற தொகுதி தேர்தல் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்கின்ற சங்கல்பத்தோடு வேட்பாளராக வந்திருக்கு. தமிழகத்தினுடைய அரசியல் வரலாற்றில் இது போன்ற தேர்தல் செலவு இல்லாமல் ஒரு தேர்தல் நடத்த வேண்டும், மக்களுக்கு உண்மையான ஜனநாயகத்தை காட்ட வேண்டும்.
So this is one of your favorite topics, Jawahar, the corruption in elections in Tamil Nadu. It's a fine art, right? So he's talking about it. So how successful will he be? He's talking about a revolution almost in Tamil Nadu.
See, when Modi introduced this demonetization, the big catchword or fad was that cashless economy. At the time itself, I have written an article that Tamil Nadu is a cash plus economy. Hard cash. Here money not only talks, but money can also silence. It's everything here. It is a hand-to-hand relationship between Dravidian politicians and the voter. Hand-to-hand, literally. Exchanges hands. That is the kind of politics that we have been seeing over the years, over many, many years. It started with probably 100 years in the early 70s or 200, and in tune with inflation and in tune with, so many things, the bribery of voters had gone up. It reached a new high in the Thirumangalam elections. When Aligiri, the brave heart of Madurai, that was what he was called by his followers, Anjan he was called. He brought in a complete change to the bipole. I used to call it bipole, B-U-Y, bipole. He bribed virtually every voter, and he brought Thirumangalam voters even from far off, and ensured that, and DMK won in a big way. So that was in 2012, I think. That was the biggest, or 11 or 12 or 9 probably, I don't remember. Because we have been having this kind of bipoles very regularly. That was when Aligiri stormed into national consciousness very briefly. And then, of course, the media left from here. So that was a very big turning point in Tamil Nadu politics. Right under the nose of Karunanidhi, who looked the other way as usual. Aligiri went on a rampage. And voters were, Madurai, Thirumangalam voters were, became rich overnight. The families were taken good care of. So that was a big changing point in. And BJP has consistently lost also because they were not able to match the Dravidian parties on the money count. This has been cash plus. As I said, it's a cash plus economy here. Normal councillors used to have boxes of cash in their cars. So it is like that in Tamil Nadu. Money has no value here. Money matters for the people, and money does not matter for the politicians because they all have dug into the public treasury. So money does not matter for the politician. Money is not a matter for the politician. So it is a kind of an irony that that the politicians have exploited that. So here now, Annamalai has made. I would say he has taken a big risk, and he is under no illusions that this is going. He is very clear that this is going to be a very tough fight, and this tough fight is not in terms of ideology alone but it is going to be on money. And he clearly says that both the DMK and ADMK are going to, dump cash into Coimbatore. And he also says that I will not give a single rupee. BJP will not give a single rupee. I take it that BJP will not be spending a single rupee of dark money all over the state. But at least Annamalai, he will at least, I'm sure if he, follows his words with action, and still wins, it will be a big change for the in Tamil Nadu politics. But make no mistake, have no illusions, money will be dumped because both the ADMK and DMK, they will have some behind the scene, some kind of alliance or some kind of arrangement, and both of them want Annamalai to be defeated. And he has taken a big gamble here. We will talk about it at some time.
So give me some of the very innovative ways in which money is actually delivered to voters in Tamil Nadu. You used to talk to me a lot about this.
Yeah, it has changed with the times.
Yeah. Right.
over a period. As it is, it used to go in different boxes along with the different box. That's the key. And then so there were so many ways. In one election, I remember these big lorry tires. They used to have a spare tire. This big lorries,
Yes.
tanker kind,
Yeah.
which you see on the highways. Those
Right.
tires used to carry money. Those tires used to carry money. In
Okay.
2016 election, 576 crores in two lorries that stopped. They were then the money was supposed to belong to ADMK. No
Hmm.
one cared about it, and no one knew what happened to it later.
Right.
There are a lot of rumors about it, and then
Right.
some people said that it belonged to some ATM, but we didn't know which bank. No bank claimed that it was us, and money also vanished. So it went to the who it was meant to, the voters, ideally.
Okay.
There is a hierarchy, The party gives about 5,000 or 6,000 to be distributed. At every stage, these Vattams and Maavattams, the next level people, they take it. And finally, what reaches the voter? Maybe 2,000
It's
or half of it. But
it's
voters are very
structured.
clear, structured, very scientific. As early as 1977, Sarkaria certified, Karunanidhi for scientific corruption. The scientific corruption has been, democratized and spread out in a big way in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Jayalalitha ADK was no
Hmm.
exception. It has come to
Okay.
such a stage that people go and demand money. What happened to my money? These are all comic cameos in many movies of Tamil Nadu also. But
Correct.
we have learned
Yes.
to live with it and laugh
Yeah.
at it.
True.
But
So
unfortunately,
if
yeah,
that.
one more thing. In 2016
Hmm.
assembly elections, two assembly elections were countermanded. And the Election Commission very famously said that I do not know what to do with the pernicious influence of money in these elections. He said, and I have no
I
choice
remember.
but to look up to God to come and save Tamil Nadu. This is what he has said. The
Yeah.
Election
Yeah.
Commissioner has said this in 2016, and nothing
Nice.
has changed.
So that being the history, Jawahar,
Yeah,
obviously is taking a moral high. Annamalai, is
yeah.
it just trying to say how different we will be? Is the difference that it's just he's putting it out there that one of the biggest problems of Tamil Nadu is the electoral corruption. So I will not allow it. And beyond that, will he be able to do anything in this election?
He's not trying just to be different, but he has given an open challenge. That's
Yeah.
a very
Okay.
tall order to, a tall order and a tall task. And Annamalai
Right.
will find it very difficult to live up to it. But I think
Hmm.
he has to pull it off because having given that and being a policeman himself and being
Yeah.
a very clean policeman, that is his image, and he has to live
Correct.
up to it. See, the point is that it is not about Annamalai alone. He has to ensure that this kind of thing that he has said
The
percolates to
rest
the
of the people.
BJP people also, so that they don't
Correct.
make any overtures to the voters on the basis of money. That is one side. On the other side is
Correct.
that they bring to the notice of the election commission and the police or whoever the
Yeah.
authorities are there that this kind of
Hmm.
whenever money is distributed. So it is not
Hmm.
just about Coimbatore; it is about everywhere. But unfortunately, last week I think about 4 crores of money were recovered
Seized.
from it happened, and it was recovered from people close to Nainar Nagendran,
Hmm.
a BJP candidate from south of Tamil Nadu. Of course, he has
Right.
denied it, and
Hmm.
this was a job done by the state police. So the
Okay.
war of words is going on, but there is no clue on to who the 4 crores belong to.
All right.
So he must also ensure that this no money business happens everywhere in Tamil Nadu
Happens everywhere. So
as a state president.
yeah, maybe in Coimbatore, let us say he will have purchase for this, right?
Yeah. Don't
But
use the
what
word purchase. Don't use the word purchase. It is
it's
politically wrong now.
you got me there. Right. So in Coimbatore, maybe people will believe in him this time
Yeah.
because it's an urban constituency. But what about this? How will this be received in the rest of Tamil Nadu? Will the voter receive this positively? Is the voter see finally if the voter doesn't self dis what do you call think about the voter themselves, don't think about what they are doing, right? self-implicating, saying that yes, we are also part of this, will the voter actually listen to Annamalai and say throw money out?
Let me bring some context to this. The best possible way, both historical as well as filmy, which is most relevant to Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Annamalai is the quintessential angry young man of Tamil Nadu politics today.
Yes.
Bharatiya said, Rauthiram Palagu. He said, practice anger.
Practice anger.
Practice anger. He was very upset that during the freedom movement, the people were not roused enough, to come to the streets and fight for freedom. Only a few people were there, chosen leaders, and they were sacrificing their lives for it. But the people, as it is, he was very upset. A lot of lines, Nenju Borukudali, he says, my heart cannot, that's what he says. So he says, Raudhiram Palagu. But the exact word for Raudhiram, I will translate it as not as anger, but righteous indignation.
Correct, indignation.
So this is the kind of mood and mind that Annamalai is now generating. Now you told me that this is an urban phenomenon. What about the normal people anyway? Yeah. See, Annamalai kicked off this Yen Man Yen Makkal. That is my soil, my people.
Yes.
The idea was that idea of his yatra, or whatever you call it, or political pilgrimage, or was it? He went to almost every village in Tamil Nadu and said all these things in every. The yatra went on from July. Amit Shah kicked it off, and Modi ended it in February. That's the kind of thing he did. And he was there, all over the place, all over Tamil Nadu. Earlier, the only leader I could recall who has done this kind of a tour of Tamil Nadu, intricate every nook and cranny of Tamil Nadu, is Stalin, not Karunanidhi or not Jayalalitha. They addressed meetings, but Stalin has walked the length and breadth of Tamil Nadu. And Annamalai has done that. He has reached out to the rural areas, educating them on not about the BJP ideology or Modi or all those things, but telling people not to take money. He takes care to tell people that kindly don't fall for this kind of things. It is not correct. So we can only hope that, and he talks the language. As I said, the one more box that he checks for me is that he talks the language of the people. So far, language has been a big hindrance for the BJP in Tamil Nadu. True. So Annamalai, is the ideal foil for the BJP here and a spoiler for the DMK. So he has reached out. So if his message has really gone home, only time will tell, only the polls will tell. But the fact is that his effort has been very sincere, and the very question that you asked, not to take money, he has been spreading that message across in every opportunity. And he also attends many school events, college events, and everywhere. And he educates the youngsters that election is not the time when you make money. You can make money in honest ways. I've listened to many of his speeches. So he tells them that, please don't do it. Your parents have done that mistake. You should not do that mistake. He does it in a very nice way. In English, in Tamil, he does it in a very nice way, according to the audience.
Okay. Over to Annamalai again.
இந்த முறை அன்பு சகோதர சகோதரிகளே, திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகக்கார யாராச்சு தன்னுடைய பாக்கெட்டில் இருந்து ஓட்டுக்கு பணத்தை கொடுத்தா அது கஞ்சா மூலமாக வந்த பணம் என்பதை மறந்து விடாதீர்கள். உங்களுடைய குழந்தை.
So here it's a continuation of the earlier one. Why I wanted to play this is that the link that he is trying to establish, like I asked you, why would a voter self-implicate and say, oh, I am also part of this corruption? So he is trying to now infuse that, see, this money is coming from drugs. Your children are getting addicted. Your family is getting destroyed, right? Is that what he is trying to say?
Exactly. See, in the last 2 months, the biggest scandal that has blown up on the DMK's face is this Jafar Sadiq drug case. It does not seem to be a Tamil Nadu issue alone. He looks to be an international ring of drug trafficking. So Tamil Nadu has become the hub. And this Jafar Sadiq, as you must have already and the viewers should be knowing that, he has got very close links with the DMK family itself. He held a position in the DMK party, and then, but since he has been now removed from that, but that doesn't alter the original sin actually. So he is very close to the DMK family, and as you know, DMK family is very deep into movies. And Jafar Sadiq himself is a movie person. He is a producer. He has allegedly financed Udayanithi Stalin's wife's movies also. There are photographs and everything. So now this is a big embarrassment for the DMK. The drug money has become a major embarrassment for the DMK. Now, Annamalai is trying to drive home the point that the money that being given to you now is morally tainted. Not only morally tainted, it is also, forget moral and ethic. It is going to kill your family. It is going to kill your future. It's going to kill your children. So this is a message not just to the youth, but also to the parents. He says it is the parents who have been taking money. It's a fact.
Yes.
It is the parents who have been taking money. He now tells the parents. It is a hidden message to the parents that if you or your children take this money, it's a tainted money, and this is going to spoil the life of. It has come from bad sources. It's going to spoil the life. It's a good political ploy also. Besides having the overtones of a moral being couched or camouflaged in moral thing. So I don't think anybody can really argue against this kind of. It is like, have you stopped beating your wife? He has put a beautiful question. He has put that question now. So this cash for votes in Tamil Nadu is a big issue now. So as I said, Annamalai has to be very careful that his own partymen do not indulge in this kind of things.
Somewhere he did say that if somebody on yen sarbla yara paisa kudtalum kedalum enak sollunga, tell me so that I will take action, or I'll tell the election commission. So he is aware of that. He is aware that it's a disease not just about the Dravidian parties. It's a disease of Tamil Nadu right now, or actually the rest of the country. It spread very nicely from Tamil Nadu, right? And south to the rest of the year. So on to the next in the DMK series.
தமிழக மக்கள் மீது அளப்பரிய அன்பை கொண்டு வந்திருக்கின்றார். கலாச்சாரத்தின் மீது இருக்கக்கூடிய மரியாதை கொண்டு வந்திருக்கின்றார். 10 ஆண்டு காலமாக உலகம் முழுவதுமே ஒரு தமிழ்நாட்டிலே பிறக்காத ஒரு மரத்தமிழன் என்று சொன்னால் அது நரேந்திர மோடி அவர். தமிழ்நாட்டிலே பிறக்காத ஒரு மரத்தமிழன் உலகத்திலே எங்கே சென்றாலும் கூட நம்முடைய தாய்மொழியை பற்றியும் நம்முடைய கலாச்சாரத்தை பற்றியும் பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார். ஆனா இங்க இருக்கிற திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்க? தமிழ் மொழியினுடைய மகத்துவத்தை கும்முடி பூண்டி தாண்டாம அப்படியே வச்சு பூட்டி வச்சிருந்தீங்க. உலகத்தினுடைய மூளை முடுக்கெல்லாம் இந்த கலாச்சாரத்தினுடைய பெருமை எடுத்து சென்று கொண்டிருக்கின்றார். தமிழ்நாட்டினுடைய மகிமையும் வல்லமையும் எடுத்து சொல்லிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்.
Okay, so here the line I like, everything he says about Modi, okay, he's his prime minister, so he'll say whatever he needs. But the line that hurts, maybe will hurt the DMK, is that what did you do to Tamil? You locked it and kept it in Gummidi Pundi, right? So tell me about it.
I differ on that because the DMK used Tamil language, everything beyond Gummidi Pundi, and they all became ministers because of that in Delhi.
Right.
So Gummidi Pundi, Tamil did go to Delhi, and in the wrong way, of course, in the wrong channels. But they used it as in coalition politics, and they went to beyond Gummidi Pundi. But of course, that was a metaphor that he has used. Geographical metaphor that he has used. So we will take it at face value. One thing is the fact that we have also discussed about Modi's, outreach regarding Tamil culture and literature. We have gone extensively into it, and this was the burden of my book in 2019. Since then, Annamalai has stormed the scene. So I'm happy that he is also talking about it. I'm very happy that I see it as some kind of a ratification for what I have written in those books, being voiced by the newest leader in Tamil Nadu. But beyond that,
it's a rhetoric, basically. It's rhetoric. His basic political rhetoric that he is using.
Yeah, it is political, but he has to match rhetoric with rhetoric. He has learned the ropes in just a space of about 4 years. He has learned the ropes. He came into the party in 2020, became the 2020 August, became the BJP chief after the 2021 election. He became the chief in 2021. Then as soon as he came into the party, he purged the party of all the people that were not to his were not suitable to what plans that he had in mind. Many people demurred for that, but they saw the writing on the wall. Probably the writing was written by the BJP High Command also. So many of them took the governorships, ministerships, Rajya Sabha, and they all. Now the coast is clear for Annamalai here. So he is now free to take on the DMK and take it the fight back to the DMK Arivalayam which is he is doing earnestly. But we'll come to, when we talk about DMK, we will discuss what a formidable task it is.
Yeah.
It's not an easy
Of course.
task.
Of course.
Yeah, we will have to discuss that. On balance, we will have to discuss that. But in
We
this
will
show,
do that. We'll come to DMK as a separate discussion point itself.
Yeah. It is not an easy task.
Yeah. The next.
If that is the case, DMK has never stood an election alone in their lifetime. And because they know if DMK is standing alone in an election, their vote share will come below 20%. So they want Congress. They want all the caste-based parties. Right from 1967, they had communist. Now the same question I would like to put to my DMK friends. If you believe your ideology is intact, this is the oldest available political party currently in India. 1949, the party started. Till now, they haven't gone through a single election on their own. In fact, they had a minority government. From 2006 to 11, the government was in the minority. So DMK is like a pack of cards. They balance with the caste-based outfits. They balance with the Congress party, with the minority votes and everything together. You just remove one piece, the whole building will collapse. It's a matter of...
So, firstly, his facts. Is he right? Yeah. Tell us about... Now, this needs a very detailed answer from you.
Yeah. Broadly, he is right. But I think in 1967, Anna's DMK won on their own strength because of the geriatric Congress leadership. They collapsed. Okay. And they could not match the wits of this glib-tongued orators of DMK. So, Anna had a clear DMK. He stood on his merits. Right. In 1971, Indira Gandhi completely sacrificed all her...
yes.
So in a way, it was for Karunanidhi in 1971, Indira Gandhi did not contest even a single seat. For Karunanidhi, it was a complete sweep by default because he didn't have any challengers. The only challenger was the Congress of Kamaraj, old Congress of Stabana Congress, that organized. True. Of course, the leftists have been moving from this way and that way. From then on, DMK came to power in 1989. They won a big victory in 1989. They waited for 13 years. That is the staying power of Karunanidhi. Poruttar Bhumi Yalvar, there is a proverb in Tamil. Karunanidhi stayed, waited for MGR to die, and then in 1989 he came to power. But at that time, the entire opposition was splintered. The two-leaf symbol was frozen. Jayalalitha and Janaki MGR, two factions were there. So they stood separately. MGR's legacy was broken. Congress stood separately. Rajiv Gandhi came 10 times to Tamil Nadu during those elections to back Mopanar as CM. And DMK won a big victory. So, technically speaking, it was a DMK victory, but it was more, once again, a default because the opposition was completely splintered. And then the DMK government was splintered, dismissed. DMK was dismissed twice. ADM government had dismissed twice. We'll come to that later. Yeah. So, in 1996, there was an anti-Jayalalitha mood, and Mopanar came away and joined hands with Karunanidhi. So it was with, as Annamalai says, not just between it was with TMC's help that Karunanidhi was able to come to power, but he did not give any share in the government as such. Yeah. He had only a DMK government, but it was a minority government from 1996 to 2001. And even from 1996 to 2011, which is the one election that he has pointed out, it was a minority government. Jayalalitha was always used to point out in the assembly and everywhere, this is a minority government, this is a minority government. Used to, drive it home like anything, much to the irritation of Karunanidhi. But she used to pick on that and keep driving it home. People may have forgotten now because, we didn't have this kind of a newfangled social media at that time. Had we had all these, YouTube and shorts, you would know that she was continuously harping on DMK government being minority government. So that is a fact. DMK cannot win on its own. Even in 2021, BJP and see, that was the first election in 10 years for the DMK. So it won. It had about. I think it got about 130 seats. So it was in alliance with Congress at this time. Okay. So now Congress had dismantled all its party machinery. So DMK and Congress had joined hands. So we will never know the share of the Congress votes that had gone to the DMK, but it is sizable. And without the Congress alliance, I don't think the DMK alliance will be there. This is not speaking to the credit of the Congress, but as a Congress as some kind of a balancing thing for the DMK.
Right. Now that fact check. So he's largely right when he says that.
Yeah, he's largely right. He's largely right.
So that's on the fact side, but I think in the polemics and the rhetoric, what he's trying to do, just tell me whether it is whether I'm right on this. I think he's trying to plant a seed in Tamil Nadu's voters' mind that DMK is not as strong and as powerful, as unbeatable as everybody seems to believe. Is that what it is?
The election seats and election vote share, these are very difficult arithmetic, and because parties stand in alliances, you will never know what is the transfer of votes that has happened between one party to the other. But Jayalalitha did, ADMK, MGR, Jayalalitha all had a sizable vote share. So they had a commendable vote share. DMK had never had that kind of a vote share. But DMK does have a very loyal following, Its core vote share is always intact. So added to the Congress votes and other allies like CPI, CPM, and other caste parties that Annamalai refers to, it all adds up to the DMK vote bank, as such. In all these years. Whether that arithmetic will work this time is a very moot question, because we have the DMK standing alone now, and the BJP, pitching itself as a opponent of DMK. We don't know how the anti-incumbency will work against the DMK. We'll discuss that. We can have some ideas on that.
Yeah. Right. So what I'll do is, see, today we're already 36 minutes. So I'll play this clip. This will end our DMK series. So tomorrow we'll pick up from Stalin and the others. Right? Annamalai anyway deserves lots more than 1 day's time. So
திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்துடைய தேர்தலை யாருங்க நிக்கிறாங்க? தென் சென்னையில நிதியமைச்சர் தங்கம் தென்னரசனுடைய தங்கச்சி நிக்கிறாங்க. தங்கபாண்டியனுடைய மகள். மத்திய சென்னையில யாரு நிக்கிறாங்க? முரசொலி மாறனுடைய மகன் தயாநிதி மாறன். வட சென்னையில யாரு நிக்கிறாங்க? ஆற்காட்டு வீராசாமியினுடைய மகன் பையன் நிக்கிறாங்க. துரைமுருகனுடைய பையன், பொன்முடியினுடைய பையன். இதுக்கு பிரச்சாரம் பண்றது யாருன்னா முதலமைச்சருடைய பையன். வெக்கமாக இல்லையா முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களே? நீங்க ஜனநாயகத்தை பத்தி பேசுறீங்க. நீங்கள் ஜனநாயகத்தை பத்தி பேசுறீங்க. அப்பா எல்லாம் அமைச்சர், பையன்லாம் பாராளுமன்றத்தினுடைய வேட்பாளர். இதுக்கு இந்த தேர்தல் பரப்புரைக்கு போறாரு உங்க பையன். நீங்கள் ஜனநாயகத்தை பத்தி எங்களுக்கு பாடம் எடுத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றீர்கள். திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்துடைய
quite strong, isn't it? Quite singeing, actually. Are you not ashamed, Chief Minister? Yeah, tell me.
This is the most sickening aspect of Tamil Nadu politics, particularly DMK politics. I feel that Stalin has missed a very glorious opportunity in this election. He has put up all kinds of people. I don't want to, use expletives, but Annamalai is right. Most of the, the wards of the ministers are wannabe MPs, and this is what he done. Unfortunately, some of them may win. Maybe because of DMK's party strength, and maybe because of money. But they are all big money backs. All of these people that he has named, they are all big money back. So they will stop at nothing to win. But this is very sickening aspect of Tamil Nadu politics, and its own, Stalin's family. The imminent and immediate danger is Udayinidhi Stalin. I just can't imagine the prospect of Udayinidhi Stalin as a chief minister.
Why do you say that?
It's a big thing. We have to. It cannot be said in a few words. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's a feeling, very ominous feeling. And because Udayinidhi's son himself is being talked about. We have Kalanidhi, we have Dayanidhi, Udayinidhi, all the Nidhis. Nidhi means money, actually. So it is in a way, it connects it up in a big way. This family politics is completely sickening to the core. It has to be eradicated. These people talk about eradicating Sanatana Dharma and all those things. First, this family politics have to be eradicated. In one of our interviews, I said the son is the sin. It is not only for Stalin, it is also for Duraimurugan, Ponmudi, Maran, everybody. Every second generation. But I do not know whether the voters will take cognizance of it. This should be taken to the voters.
Yes,
that
exactly.
is important.
Yeah. So today, just to wrap up today, why don't you just give us an overview of, from all that you have heard, what is he trying to do, and is he making an impact anywhere? We're not talking of seats or vote percentages. No, let's
Yeah,
not get there.
yeah. See,
So give me your
Annamalai,
closing comments. Yeah.
yeah, Annamalai has made phenomenal impact in Tamil Nadu. I should grant it to him because I have personally seen it. I've seen some of his meetings. I also talk to people. Any accretion to the BJP votes. Of course, at the national level, Modi's brand Modi is also working to some extent here. But taking that brand to the people, Annamalai has done a commendable job of it in the language of the Tamil people. That's very important in the lingo of the Tamil people and matching the Dravidian rhetoric. So, if you ask me what has happened between the 2019 when I wrote the book and now, Annamalai has happened. That's all I can say. Annamalai has happened. So people talk of BJP getting a better vote share. Annamalai himself is not under any illusion. He says that you should at least come second now. So that is not a very defeatist thing to say, but it is an assessment of the reality. He knows. See, the first thing he has done is that he has assessed the enemy well, strength of the enemy well. He does not underestimate the enemy. Despite all his, brave talk, heart of heart, he knows that he is facing a very formidable opponent. And he can't be rest on his laurels as a good cop and all that. That is all there. But he has to fight it out. And he has taken the fight to the DMK's turf in every way, to the rural areas, everywhere. So what the BJP could not achieve in the last several years at the hustings, at the lower level, at the ground level, Annamalai has definitely done that. Fill the gap in a big way, in a very short span. Span. Rest is, we have to see what happens on Annamalai's birthday on June 4th, where we started.
Great. That's a good place to kind of stop today and carry this forward to tomorrow. Maybe we'll have one more session. We'll take it up because Prime Minister is also due in, I think, Chennai on 15th.
Yeah.
So we could either discuss both Chennai and both Annamalai and PM tomorrow, or just Annamalai. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. So thanks a ton. I think once again, deep insights. Hope to do this for another 5 days. You have to be up for it for another 5 days at least.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Okay. Thank you, Jawahar. And thank you, viewers. Thank you.